Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're just going to do another velocity banking review. And we're just going to go ahead and keep paying off our debt super fast, microwave quick, at least much faster than the average American or the average bear, according to Yogi Bear. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get to it. And so, what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you throw all of your money into debt with the help of a line of credit. And so, there's only two things that you need, and I go over this every single day so that the road to mastery is just practicing in little steps every single day. That's all you got to do. Okay, so first thing is a budget, and we have a budget here. Income is 7,000, expenses is 6,700, and then put all of your debts here because that's what we're gonna do. So every single line item here is a debt, and then here in this last bucket, we just put in all of our estimates of what we think it'll cost us for food, gas, all the stuff we have to pay for in order to survive, right? And so we're gonna go. We've already done this side, and then now we do the velocity banking side. And by the way, have you ever seen like how much you actually get as a W-2 employee after your taxes are like taken out of your paycheck? There's like calculators for that. And so I think it's very interesting. You put $122,000 a year and then you get about 7,000 a month, right? And so if you do biweekly, let's do biweekly. It's about $3,300 a month. Now, some people think that's a lot, and other people are like, that ain't that much, right? And actually, if I do, let's up my salary to so right now, this is 3,300 net pay. If I get an extra, let's say, well, we'll bump it up to 150,000. So that's 28,000. So it's 150,000. Okay. And we'll calculate that. So what do we get here? Now that's another about $1,000 of monthly pay, right? I think, or maybe a little bit more. Yeah. So, well, yeah. Oh man. So if you ever wanted to know, hey, I've seen this guy before on the internet. All right, cool. So yeah, if you want to figure out like, or on average, again, it also depends on your situation as well. So it's not totally accurate. What you would probably expect to make as you make more money as a W-2 employee, um, you'd probably just use that calculator, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do the velocity banking side. So what's the velocity banking side? Well, it's easy. You just copy it and we just make sure we got zero savings, right? Even though this is not, it's obvious, sometimes you should also always rewrite the obvious over and over again because culturally in society, not having a savings account is like kind of looked down upon. Like, you don't have 3 to 6 months of savings. Heck no, I don't have 3 to 6 months of savings because all of my money is just going into debt. That's how easy it is. It's just going to debt. That's all my money, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these three credit cards, okay, and assume that we have something called a line of credit. Now, so here's the thing about a line of credit, okay, or any sort of credit. Banks don't lend money to people who need it. So if you only have $292.45 left over after all your bills are paid, especially because you got debt, the bank ain't going to lend you money. So this is like a warning just to even never get here. People are like, how do I get it? I don't know. And frankly, I don't even want to know because I'm never going to get here. Okay. Believe it or not, I learned velocity banking when I was making 20 grand a year. I was like, what the F? Like, how do you like when I first learned it and I heard people were making like 500,000 and still broke, I was like angry because like I'm making only 20,000 a year and I want to, I wouldn't make stupid decisions. And then as you get older, you make more money, then you realize, man, a lot of people who make a lot of money, they make a lot of stupid decisions. And then you realize how so many lottery winners end up broke, dead within a few years. Same with athletes too. The average NFL player, I think, only has like a 3-year career. I think NBA is a little bit better because it's not as tough on the body. But the average NFL player, yeah, only about 3 years, which is kind of sad. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna movies, credit cards. We're gonna have something called a line of credit. So what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay back, and use it over and over again. And so if you take a look at this, all this means is that I swipe my phone, right? I swipe my phone, I log in, and I could literally click a button and they'll dump $280,000 into my checking account at a 7.5% interest rate. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I know. I didn't know these products existed before Velocity Banking. I was just like, line of credit, what's that? Credit cards, ooh, I should avoid them. And again, irresponsible use of credit cards you should avoid, but credit cards, I love them. That's why I have over $575,000 in lines of credit. I mean, think about this. Let's say you had rental property, okay? And you had a 10 grand roof that you had to replace. And if you don't have credit, it's so hard to manage your cash flow because you have to actually have $10,000 saved up. But then if you easily borrow $10,000 from a line, right? Just click the bank's number website and then you do this stuff, no problem. Okay. So this is, I think, what is it? $52,000. So what we actually do is for demonstration purposes of demonstration, we assume we have a free and clear line of credit and we're moving these 3 credit cards into the line of credit. So, but that's not realistic. I admit that. And that's why we have the 99 cent um, paid membership with more, a little bit more realism. That I put on the paywall. It's like 99 cents. Listen, if you can't afford 99 cents, and I remember I used to be offended when I heard this, and now I'm saying it now. It's like, listen, if you can't afford 99 cents, you're not going to do velocity banking. It's just it's the truth. Or maybe not, and you'll prove me wrong. Remember in The Simpsons, like, prove me wrong, kid. Like, these kids have no future. And then Principal Skinner's like, prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong. All right. So, enough of that. Let's go ahead and do this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and assume we did the debt transfer into the line of credit. And look at that. We went literally from $292.45 to $1,900.84 of cash flow. And what we're going to do, the final step, is put our entire paycheck into that line of credit, and then we take our expenses out and then rinse and repeat over and over again. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do this and take a look at this. We got a goat here, right? Because why do we have a goat? Because we're the greatest of all time when it comes to debt, especially if you're doing these spreadsheets every single day. And I'm going to do this right here. So 1984.95. So you see this number. That's our cash flow. So 95. So this one right here. And then we just put that into our equation right here. So 1984.95. And then to get the interest, it's based on the average daily balance, right? So let's go ahead and calculate the average daily balance, multiply by the interest rate times 0.08, and then divide by 12 and copy and paste, right? Copy and paste this, and let's see how long it takes us to pay off that credit card debt, which is going to be 29 months. So 29 months to pay off that credit card debt, not bad. Okay, so 29 months, and how much was the debt? The debt was 52K. 52K. Nope. All right, 52K. All right, so 52K. And then at 29 months, we got to figure out what's the balances of these loans. Luckily, I got this loan calculator cheat sheet where I just type in 29, 29, 29. It's going to tell me what the current balance of this loan is. Okay. Now, which one am I going to tackle first? Now, some people are super focused on the interest rate, right? Now, if this were my only loan, maybe. I mean, right? Or some people might say it's only $1,400 a month. You might find it 10 to 12% asset that will give you a return, so you get a spread of 5. Now, if we're just thinking of simply in terms of debt payoff and your overall holistic point of view, we might want to pay this 3.9% loan off first. And you might say, why is that? It's because the amount of cash flow we get, bang for our buck, is so much more compared to all these other debts, right? And so if we take a look here, okay, if I pay this 18 grand, I get $643 back in my cash flow. If I pay 65 grand, I only get 900. If I pay 210, I get 1400. So which one gives us more bang for our buck? Only this one, the 18 grand. So now I'm just going to go in here. Whoopsie. I'm going to go in here and then I'm going to move this 18 grand into the line of credit. Actually, this is the wrong sheet. Into the line of credit. And so let me go ahead and do this. 18 grand right here. And guess what happens to this auto loan right here? Let me zoom in. This auto loan now goes to zero. And now we literally have over $2,000 of cash flow. $2,000, okay? And so now let me just copy and paste these values. And so what I do is I just add the 18 grand plus 18932.54, and then I subtract. Now we went from 1900 to 2627.95 of cash flow, right? You see how easy that is? Folks, velocity banking is like the easiest debt payoff strategy that I can think of. Everything else is super overcomplicated. This is like the only thing that I've actually done where the budgeting made sense and it was easy for me to understand. Everything else, I totally get confused because I'm not really that smart of a person, believe it or not. But yeah. All right, 37 months. Time to keep going. And then so 37. And you might be wondering what's up with the goats, right? And that's because I am the greatest of all time, according to ChatGPT. Greatest of all time because I paid off my mortgage in 2 years, 9 months. Enough flexing. I'll just go to the next one. All right, so now it's 37 months. And then I am just going to go here. So 37 months. And how much is that? So that's 52 plus 35. So that's 87K. Okay. Kind of strange that we're focusing on the lowest interest loan first, right? It's a little unintuitive, but it's because we get this $643 cash flow back so easily just paying this off, and then we can focus on these other loans, right? Yeah, hold on. Let me go back here. Oh, did I screw up? I totally screwed up. This should have been a 4% loan. My bad. Okay, let me just do this one more time. So you get to see me screw up in real life. So what is this? So this is actually going to be, so this will be this, okay. And ooh, that's a more beautiful cash flow. I like that. So let me try this one more time again. So we're sorry fellas. Oh, we actually are doing a little bit better, $705 a month. Okay, I like that. So now, okay, so let's restart one more time. 000. So now it's 2,400. Don't you love it when you make mistakes and it's better than you expect? That's what I love. Like I did this wrong and it turned out better than I thought it would be. All right, so now let's go ahead and copy and paste this. And so now this is going to be 24 months. Not bad. 24 months. Okay. So let me just go in here and then I'll just do like 29 months, 24. Right. All right. So now 24, and then at 24 months, we're just going to go back to our loan calculator. So 24, 24, 24, and then it's going to be 21 grand into the line of credit. So let's see if it still takes the same amount. I'm really curious about this. All right, so now I'm going to do this, and then this is going to be plus 21811.75. All right, and then now what's our cash flow? This is now 0. Okay, and then now this is 3 grand. Okay, so now let's copy and paste this. 3041.3. Yeah, 30. Actually, technically it's 30, but 330, whatever, all the same. All right, so now, ooh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 28 months. I'm loving it. So 28 months. So it's still the case. We're at 3.9%. right? We focus on the lowest interest rate debt, which is unintuitive for most people, rather than focusing on this one, because now we have all the cash flow to attack the higher interest rate debt, right? We can easily get that. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this and 28 months. 28 months. I literally don't I lost my train of no, I'm just kidding. Alright. So 28 months, I gotta figure out what the loan balance is. 28, 28. Okay. So just a quick tip here. If you ever see these numbers called the cash flow index and the number is kind of above 50 and you have a lower interest rate than a line of credit, and usually loans are going to be lower interest rates than lines of credit because the interest rate is defined by two things, which is your risk to the lender and also the amount of access you have to your money. So if you don't know, a loan is a one-way street. So therefore, most of the time it's gonna be a whatchamacallit. It's a one-way street, okay? Meaning that you're just not gonna have access to your money when you overpay it, right? So we're gonna use the help of a line of credit to overpay it, and also we don't wanna segregate our income. Now, should we replace this $65,000 and move it all into the line of credit? The answer is probably not. And the higher the cash flow index is, the less you really want to do that, right? So even though this was like a 3%, because the cash flow index was like 30 or something like that, we felt pretty safe doing that. But these ones, we kind of have to be a little bit careful. Okay. So what we do is just kind of do small chunks that are usually similar to your income. And again, it's not about the chunk amount. People get so focused on that. It's about the order which you pay off the debt. And then the chunking is to help you easily pay off the loan and overcome the limitations of the one-way street rather than just simply doing extra payments. Now, if you want to do extra payments, that's simply fine, but that's the default that nobody does because number one, people feel like they have to save money because that's the responsible thing to do. And number two, when they overpay the debt, they feel directly to a loan, they feel this sense of anxiety is like, what do I do? And then, even if they have credit cards and lines of credit as a backup, they just end up segregating their income and starting from step one again. Okay. So, moral of the story, one easy way to eliminate this debt with the help of a line of credit is just split it into little pieces. Okay. So, let me go ahead and open up the velocity banking calculator. Give me one moment. Okay, so we have the velocity banking calculator here. You might be wondering, where did I get this? Well, I got it from something called Renatus. So if you're not only interested in velocity banking, but learning about real estate investing, financial literacy, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Um, Full disclosure, I do get money when you buy because I'm what they call a marketer, affiliate marketer, independent contractor marketer. This is all just a scheme to make money, but isn't everything? Like, it's so weird how people get, like, so hung up about, like, "You're just trying to make money," and you're not? You know what I mean? Like, go if you have a W-2 job, go tell your boss, like, "Boss, I feel really guilty that I'm trying to make money when I go to work. Don't pay me." Right? You're like, "Alright." Okay. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do this and put the deets in. So, this is a $80,000 loan. So $80,000 loan at 10 years, and what's the payment amount, which is going to be 908.38, 908.38. And the interest rate is 6.5%. And what's the current balance, which is 65,678.67. 65,678.67. Okay, so now what's the optimal chunk amount? Honestly, just as long as you don't go super high, you should be fine. So, for example, if I do $7,000 here, and then let me just count my expenses. So, let me just do the expenses here. So, it's everything except for the loan I'm trying to pay off, which is 3050.31. 3050.31. Let's say I move this to, let's say, $10,000. It's probably going to go up a little bit. So, I'm going to move this to $10,000 chunks. Wow, it only went up like $6. Did y'all see that? So if I do a $10,000 chunk instead of a $7,000 chunk, this literally went up $6. So When I say, like, it kinda doesn't matter, I guess it does, but it really doesn't. But 1.5 years, not bad. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. So now let's go right here. So this is, like, 28 plus 1.5 is 12 plus 6, so it's 18, right? So it's 46 months, and then it's 87 plus 80K, alright? So now it's 167K. Okay, 167K. All right, so now we got this covered. This is now gone, and then this is gonna be, um, what was it, 46 months? So I do 46. Okay, so all I got to do is just type in these details, aka the deets. But here's what I want to show you. Okay, so let me just move this to 2000 because we're now trying to pay off the mortgage. A lot of people are very, very like offended that you would just kind of try to pay off, a 4, 5, 6% interest debt with the 8% line of credit. And I'm going to tell you that's not just about the interest rate. So, for example, let's say that I have a $220,000 literally 0% mortgage. Now, I don't know if there's a lender who's going to say, hey, here's $220,000 for 0%, but let's assume that they did that, right? Let's just do this zero. So the payment amount is 611.11, right? So 611.11. Okay. Now, take a look at this. What's the worst thing that can happen to me? Oh, I paid off in 3.8 years with the $7,000 line, $7,000 chunk with the 8% line of credit, and I only overpay by 1,500. Like, people, like, literally freak out. Now, again, I'm just giving the worst case scenario where if you're stupid enough to do this with a 0% loan and you're like, "I'm gonna pay off a 0% loan with the 8% line of credit." Alright, well, the worst thing that's gonna happen is 1,500, right? Now, there is a totally huge difference between this and a first lien HELOC. Because if I do a first lien HELOC, meaning I don't have a mortgage or I replace my mortgage with a HELOC, look at this, I'm overpaying by 41 grand. Okay, total difference. This is why I say that like the line of credit isn't some magic tool. It's to help you not segregate your income and easily pay it off, right? So, do we have to worry about the interest rates? Kind of, but not really. But what's more important is paying the debt off in the right order and getting that cash flow and making it easy for you to pay off the debt. Okay, easy. That's the right word. So let me go ahead and now do go back to here. And then now what's the current balance? The current balance is 191,888.89. 191,888.89. The interest rate is 4%. Okay, so 4%, and then 1050 31, 1050 31. Ta-da! Paid off in 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Let me do a dramatic zoom. I wish I had a video editor for this so that they could do this for me and do some sound effects, but unfortunately, I gotta do my own production, which is just scrolling on the keyboard and clicking the control button. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. And I am going to do this 0. So this is 0. And I am going to do, what was it, 46 divided by 12 plus 3.5. That's 7.3 years, buddy. 7.3 years. And we are debt free. And it's 167 plus 350. And that's 517K. And I'm good. uh, and now, for the final step is for us to declare ourselves as the goat of debt payoff. So what I'm going to do is copy these goat emojis, right, and just kind of stack them, right? We're just going to stack them right here because, if you paid off your mortgage in 3.5 years, you are the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. Okay. I paid mine off in 2 years and 9 months, but it's okay. I'll let you have the title if you did do it in 3 years and 5 months, or at least in simulation, right? You're still the GOAT. All right. Well, that's it for today, everybody. This is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.